So we're on our way to see Civil War. So what's your expectations of this movie as we're on our way to do it? You excited?
The issue I've got is that is a conversation that we had earlier on about how good can this movie be, because everyone is talking about how amazing this film is. So in our minds, well, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, that is impossible. Yeah. How can it be the best movie ever? Like, not best like superhero movie ever made. Well, it can be, but still, I'm just like, I can't believe that.
I'm trying to keep my expectations tempered. I don't want to go in thinking, this is going to be amazing, even though everyone keeps saying it will be. I just want to go in, just enjoy it for what it is, after BVS. And people are going to be like, don't compare the two. It's not fair to compare the two. Why? Why not? Marvel, DC,
yeah, of course.
Eternal Enemies. Why not?
Book films.
Why effing not? Everybody's live tweeting. Having just seen Captain America Civil War. Whew. Instant first impressions. I loved it. Mo?
It was fantastic. Lived up to the hype.
It really did.
It's go out and see it before anyone spoils it.
I'm trying to find the words to articulate how I'm feeling about this and how the balancing act.
It was not only a good superhero movie, it was a great film in its own right.
Legitimately.
Just so well done, just fantastic. I need some time to process.
Yeah, but the way that the motivations, everyone had motivations, it all made sense.
Absolutely, there was none of this like, Martha!
Unavoidable.
You could see it from both sides.
Exactly. Yeah, they balanced it so perfectly. Yeah. All the characters. Son, instant first.
I just tweeted on our Bollywood's account on Twitter. No matter how many good things we say about this film, it's not enough. It truly is not enough. And I heard this from like loads of people saying within the industry, film lovers who've already seen it, critics and all that, saying that this film is a freaking masterpiece, it's amazing, it's great, and it's a conversation you and me had. How is that even possible?
Gonna live up?
Yeah, how is it even possible? But it just keeps them building.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't.
It does kind of take a second to wind up, but once it does, it's just you're right in there, man.
It keeps them building, and they keep on throwing things at you, and it's almost as if you just don't. I think this is the first film that I've ever seen. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this, that I didn't want to see come to an end.
Ooh, yeah, I was perfectly happy sitting there watching it. Dude, I just realised it was only like, 5 minutes shorter than BVS, or 10?
Around about, 5 or 10 minutes.
5 or 10 minutes shorter? Didn't feel it at all, at no point.
I did not even look at my watch.
Never.
That's how engrossed I was in that film.
At all.
Yeah, this film could have just carried on for another few hours and I would have happily just sat there.
It was fun. And it was enjoyable. It was still serious, and it still had a heavy tone. There was still stakes, way more stakes than in the other. I don't want to keep going to the whole BVS comparison, but it's true, man. The stakes were there emotionally. It had stakes that film didn't. But it was still fun and thrilling and just...
that question that we always asked ourselves at the very beginning, after watching the few trailers that they dropped, whose side would you take?
Yeah.
The amazing thing about this film is it keeps on throwing you in different corners and different sides, like a freaking ping pong machine. Like you keep on thinking, wait a minute, no, this is Tony, no, it should be.
You do switch back and forth.
Captain America, whose side do
Tony makes sense, so I'm on Tony's side, but then Cap makes sense, but then
There's two things I can add to that. There's one, like, there were so many heroes in this movie, but none of them felt like they were just there for the sake of it. They all had a part to play, and they all played their part. It's just, so many good things to say about this.
Well, so much. We'll let it process. This is just like quick, instant first reaction, and then we'll do a proper spoiler review after this tomorrow. Dude, stay away from spoilers. It's just worth enjoying, man. And stay away from all the TV spots. If you haven't watched them yet, just don't bother. Just enjoy this.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
Spider-Man. So likable.
That's like what you were saying earlier on, like all these characters and all that. They're all friggin' likable.
Yeah, but there was a lot of weight on Spider-Man though, because this was Marvel's interpretation of Spider-Man.
You know, one thing though, his
But they got it
performance,
right.
his Peter Parker performance actually reminded me of Tobey Maguire a lot, because he had that whole like stumble with words and being nervous.
He's the nerdy, but he just wasn't. Nah, he wasn't witty. That was Paul Maguire's.
Tobey Maguire.
Paul Maguire. What am I saying? Paul Maguire. Yeah, Tobey Maguire's problem was he wasn't witty. He didn't have this humour aspect of what Peter Parker's supposed to have, and this kid did. Like when he was doing his little quips in the suit, that was what Spider-Man does.
Actually,
Maguire didn't do that.
That also actually deserves a mention. The humour in this film is just so organic. It's like people are bantering with their friends.
Yes.
You know, it's not forced. It's not like, I thought she was with you. Like, all the humour, it just rolls off and actually makes you laugh.
You know, the action in this film is friggin' incredible, man. And you know what? That duo of those brothers from John Wick coming on board, like
John Wick.
To complete some of the action or to work with
second unit directors.
Every action scene was just so friggin' good and
So well done.
Yeah,
The airport scene. I felt like a little kid playing with my toys. That's what the airport scene felt like.
each action scene just had so much more to give, and even to the very end, just the way they all sort of round it up and they give it to you is just unbelievable, man.
Okay.
It really is.
So carry on with the spoiler-free aspect of this review. Run down the individual characters that you enjoyed. So let's go through the new guys. So Spider-Man.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, we don't really need to start a conversation.
Oh, Captain. Big fan.
What does he rank in the free Spider-Man?
Wait.
I think that's a tough one,
Yeah,
because we haven't really seen him carry a movie. So
Really?
I mean,
So Maguire's actually pretty precious to you then?
you know, Tobey Maguire is a good Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man that, you know, we became accustomed to over 3 films.
He was, but he was easily forgettable for me because I thought Andrew Garfield was way better.
Oh, no way, man.
The humor,
No way.
yes.
Maguire was a much better Spider-Man. He was a much better Peter Parker.
Like I said, his Spider-Man in the suit wasn't what Spider-Man is. The dialogue, the wit wasn't there when he was Spider-Man. He just didn't have it.
I think
Garfield did.
I think I'm going to have to tilt on Mo's side. I actually preferred.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy Garfield's. He was all right.
We're not talking about the films, we're talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's much better.
Yeah, I felt Maguire was the best Spider-Man. And with this new kid, I think he's got to carry his film. And equally, I think it's going to be awesome.
I think he kind of embodies the best of the two. He literally is like the best for me, of those two, of Maguire and Garfield. He has the wit and the humour and the quips. It's there. But he has that sort of nerdy aspect and awkward thing that the Maguire had. So he marries the two together. So I'm very happy with this guy. What about Black Panther?
You know what? Everyone was talking about Black Panther, saying, you know, Black Panther's amazing. He truly is amazing. He really is. Just this Just
I love that suit, man. I want that suit. I want that suit. I want to walk around the street in that suit. It's
constant,
cool.
persistent, just all the way. And I just, everything about him, even his voice when he's in his costume.
Yeah. I was worried how that voice was even going to work because he's American, so that's not what his accent is. But Mandela had like a Mandela vibe to it, but it worked.
But what was really good about his character was he wasn't just a one-minded, like, I must take vengeance. He went through so many different emotions. And
who else then? Who else is
Paul Rudd.
I really don't want to hurt you. I wouldn't stress about it.
No one was undercut. That's the whole.
Yeah.
That's the issue. You can't really say anything bad about anyone because no one felt like they didn't get enough or they were shortchanged. Everyone had their moment.
Oh, actually, you know what? I must give a special shout out to Scarlett Johansson, right? Because she is she's the main female in like that whole Marvel franchise. Obviously, you got Elizabeth Olsen now, and watching The Winter Soldier and then watching this, you come to realization that she's not a superhuman. She is just a regular person using tech. And she's not just there because she's beautiful and sassy. She actually goes toe to toe with like all of these like demigods.
You really want her to watch this, don't you? You are so hoping Scarlett Johansson watches this video. Well, for that, if you are watching, you might want to give Mo a thumbs up, but you did an awesome job.
So that's we'll conclude that. We're gonna get more into a spoiler review later, man. So for now, first reaction, definitely a thumbs up. Very satisfying and enjoyable. Just.
There are no words, Eddie. That's just it. There are no words.
There is one thing worth saying, right? I went into this movie thinking this is going to be like Avengers 2.5 or Avengers 3. It actually is a Captain America story at heart. And they handled that really well.
Like I said, it's the balance, man. Russo brothers. Fucking geniuses. From Community to this. Amazing. Nice.